All right, thank you very much, gentlemen. Time to get into game number 94 as we head over to our commentary team here in just a second. It's our final game of Miramar for phase number 2. And after this, there's only Erangel that awaits us. So, of course, whilst we get ready and good to go, Froz, I'm going to ask you some thoughts before we actually do really get into this. Who do you think is going to come out on top of our last game of Miramar?
Well, Froz, I mean, I think you got cut off there, but luckily, I get to talk instead. So we are having a restart, I believe, on this one. So I guess I'll just waffle and wait to see until they're going to get going, because we had a false start there. I mean, it wouldn't be Miramar without a false start to finish the day, right? It's Miramar all over again. But everybody seems to be headsets on, so it's nothing too serious. I think it's just a server issue. They're just going to kick off and get back going again. Obviously, we have the boys on screen, NIP. It's not been a good weekend for them, that's for sure. They've really faltered. Digital Athletics stepped it up when they needed to in the 2 days. And G2, well, just a bit of a faltering performance in the previous matchup. You can still see the timer has yet to get underway. So TSM pressure just took it to Gustav. Pressure a little bit. 31 points behind the Knights. I'm just wondering whether the Knights could maybe surge a late challenge onto that 5th spot. We thought it was secure. You never know. You never know. They just had a pretty big 19-point performance. So we get another one of them, and pressure is very much on. Team Liquid sat waiting, currently at the top. And I did kind of give Ibby a little jib and sort of like say, hey, so what's going on then? Are we going to see another 2nd place, or what's going on? I'm just wondering to myself whether Martin's actually going to bother coming over. No, apparently not. Apparently he's not going to bother coming over, because there is a problem. There is a problem, ladies and gentlemen. And that means we will hear from Martin, because he's back with the desk. No, apparently not. Apparently Martin's not back with the desk. Martin is with the desk. He should be here right now, is what he should be. So get your butt over here, Martin. Don't leave me hanging, man. Na'Vi, what the heck is going on with Na'Vi? What is happening with Na'Vi? I'm going to have a little peek, because they've had a really bad week so far. They are 2nd from bottom. 28 points is all they've had this week. It has been a disaster for those boys. Meanwhile, conversely, Reciprocity, you know, a 72-point week. Ordinarily, a 72-point week with 3 games to go would be magnificent. But instead, CrowCrowd and ENCE step it up. They deliver. They have themselves. CrowCrowd have had 77 points so far in 9 games with 57 kills. That is a bonkers week from CrowCrowd. And that's why they're challenging into the top 6 spot now.
I'm extremely excited to see CrowCrowd step out like this, especially Kemba. He's regarded as one of the most talented players coming out of the Russian nation, and it looks like
is it going to be? Is it going to?
We're going to be starting.
Is he going to start?
And this is a rough plane. It's very Western.
Okay. I mean, this is identical to the last plane, isn't it? I believe it's pretty much identical to the last match, which means Na'Vi will get out first, but they went out first in the last game as well.
G2 as well.
It does cause problems. So Raise Your Edge and G2. They're going to be clashing, because G2 obviously want to go Al Azhar, Raise Your Edge over to Cruz del Val, so they're going to be fighting for vehicles in and around water treatment.
They are indeed going to be fighting a little bit there. We'll see how that comes down. It looks like G2 is on the majority of the northern side. Think that Raise Your Edge, they are going to be dipping out. Na'Vi coming out of the plane extremely early here. If it's going to be a southern plane again, or southern circle again, it's going to be extremely hard for them to get in. We'll see how that turns out. CrowCrowd out as well. M19 on the southern side, and ENCE.
ENCE are leaving it
very, very late out here. They're going to be going into their Los Higos prison split and taking that to themselves, hoping for a southern circle. I really want a Los Leones ending here.
Well, Los Higos ending?
Los Higos or Los Leones.
Los Leones would be nice.
Los Higos is, that is just rough.
You know what I'd like to see right now? the Knights pick up another win with like a 20-point game.
You want the 5th place to be exciting, do you?
Of course you do.
Okay.
Everybody wants that to be exciting.
Okay,
TSM, you know, it was just like, obviously we were out there talking good stuff. It's like 31 points now. It was kind of just like a little...
Oh, look at that.
It's closer than I'd like it. Okay. I mean, Los Leones is possible, but not likely. We can see, obviously, the compounds in and around La Bendita. Pretty much the pinpoint compound is a very strong one right now, so expect a team to be racing to get over there. I would expect Vitality to be there first. We will see. ENCE are going to be kicking themselves because that's normally their backyard.
Yeah, it's... I mean, the plane was indeed very, very Western for them. And honestly... It is going to be a rough time, but usually they have been punished before for taking some of the cars and the spawns of the cars close to Los Leones. So they wanted to avoid that, and maybe they're thinking, you know what, guys, I think it's going to be a southwestern ending here with this plane being that western. But it's a fairly central, slightly eastern shift of the circle here, and I'm just hoping for a second circle to shift south so we can see Los Leones ending here. But I just love urban endings, and it's just me. Liquid here showing themselves to be one of the top fracking teams, and I think if they haven't already, they will be one of the teams that is going to have all players above 1 KD, which is the ultimate goal for a player here. EB with 127 kills so far on a 2nd place. He's an amazing player and such a disciplined and talented young man.
Happy guy.
And a happy guy. He just smiles all over.
So good watching his stream. He's always usually so happy.
Extremely
now
happy.
Now and again, he will lose and get a little angry, but then again, then he'll just switch it back on, back to fun time.
Yeah.
Happy fun time. So a good positive player, certainly one that will definitely help the team out when they need it in sort of tournament play. G2 are going all the way over to El Azhar, so they are going there. They've still yet to get there. So we're, what, 3 minutes? So I mean, obviously El Azhar, it is on the edge. That's where they like to play. So they're going to be fine with this, I think. It's just going to be a really late loot strategy.
Yeah, they're definitely going to be late. But what's on top of that is they know that the plane was very western. So that the eastern side is going to be extremely open because there's nobody that is going to be able to drop into to Impala. So they're going to be knowing that, okay, guys, we can actually take a lot of area on the eastern side. So I expect them to actually get into a pretty decent spot, even though they're going to be late looting. And considering that they haven't started looting until 3 minutes, 4 minutes mark, they're going to be coming in extremely late. But they are an edge-playing team, so I'm not worried about them at all. But definitely it's gonna be hurting them a little bit. Na'Vi, on the other side, La Caparilla, this circle here for them is probably one of the roughest ones because there's so many teams on the northern side and the northwestern side. So they're probably going to be making a big rotation all the way up to Campo Militar and coming in on the eastern side. The question is, now that they dropped out extremely early off the plane, and they're going to be having to, they had looted for about 3 minutes before G2 started to loot, will they clash and will they run into G2 while both of them is going to be rotating here? That could be one of the big things because I expect them to be rotating on the eastern side if they do so.
CrowCrowd hungry for kills. James
is going to be losing this car. He's not going to be getting that car at all.
These
on the other side,
these are the usual two compounds. They fought for this so many times throughout this phase.
They fought for this many times. James popping back onto set. And the funny thing is, we've seen a few times where somebody takes the tires off Liquid's cars, they get punished. They get pulled up on. And right now, that's what I'm expecting to see here. Team Liquid will stop here. Even though it's just on the edge of the zone here, they'll stop here, and they're going to try to make this hurt. They're going to punish this, but actually, he's already on the way out there. He said, nope, I'm not going to be doing that. Set here is on the other side, and one of the other guys did reposition. Tap is going to be coming back for Set, I think. He's going to be picking him up, and then they're going to be leaving there.
No, they're coming in for support. Don't forget, CrowCrowd have got the most points this week. They are feeling hot right now. 57 kills. 16 kills in that last game.
Okay, we'll see.
We'll see whether Gemties actually might get clashed with the Knights.
He's getting on the car. Yeah, it looks like it. They're going to be getting on the car.
Vitality and Unity very much on top of one another here. Nasus going for the angle. Can't quite see through the cement there. Orange blocking him. Do they believe it's... No, yeah, they're just... Okay, the calls come in. Back away. Leave them to it. Too risky. Let's get the hell out of there. Try and pepper Nasus on the escape. Not going to catch him out, though. Should be safe. They go for the ditch.
Yeah, indeed.
So Unity beat them to that compound. That was the compound we were talking about, right? That's the central point right now.
Absolutely. And Na'Vi decided not to go in on the far eastern side. They're going straight in. They're going to be crossing over the power grid area. Digital Athletics, on the other hand, we see here on screen, they're coming straight into Los Leones. They're taking a side here that they think is going to shift side southeast.
So,
Knights,
the
Liquid.
Knights are pulling up on Team Liquid. Jeems caught out. Ibi trying to back away from this. You can see the cover fire coming out. CrowCrowd also getting involved, trying to steal some of these kills away. The Knights, they are chasing points right now. They are chasing TSM. It seemed unlikely, but after the last matchup, who knows? Who knows? It might be a chance. And Team Liquid losing 2 this early on is a big go sign for FaZe Clan, for G2, for Na'Vi, all chasing that top spot.
Yeah, they're going to be having just the twins left now. And they actually have a decent spot here, but definitely completely changes how you play when you go from 4 or 3 players down to 2. You go into a kind of a salvage mode. You can't play as aggressively. You can't scout and peek as much as you can when you're 4, because if you lose one more guy, it's done. They're going to be having to go back to snaking a little bit. Winstrike, they're going to be rotating as well, moving themselves. They are currently just east of Montano area here, so they're going to be one of the late rotators coming in on the western side. And all the other teams, they're very congested around the center of the zone already. The teams that we don't have congested right now is Winstrike right now we're looking at. Na'Vi, another team we have. On the other hand, Ratio Edge, as you see here, they're rotating on the northern eastern side, and they're actually, depending on what roads they take and what route they will take, they might hit into G2. They've been still, one of them and 2 of them is still looting inside El Azahar. Meanwhile, It's Chris is actually on a slight rotation. FaZe Clan, they're positioning themselves on the southwestern side, coming close. Los Leones is actually completely empty by now, and they're kind of close going forward and going towards it. So about 10 of our teams is very congested around in the inside 1.5 kilometer kind of the diameter of the circle inside. All these teams could kind of fit into the third circle actually if it goes center and twice in a row. And other teams are still moving in. M19 is one of them as well. So the south side.
What they've had 4 minutes, 4:30 to loot. That's actually pretty normal standard time, right? G2, they've managed to get in and get out. So they were pretty late getting there, obviously, but they've had 4.5 minutes. So same time everyone else really. So they haven't over looted. They're just coming in, as you said, right at the start. Well aware that this western side will be fairly free. TSM, that's a big split from them with Michael and Gustav. They're trying to edge their bets on this north-south. They've got to be careful because Rage Your Edge is scouting towards Gustav right now. Let's see, it is going to center up. Perfectly central spot. Unity fought for that compound with Vitality, and it's seeming to prove beneficial now. CrowCrowd also, they're going to edge towards that compound that has really great vision. It can be pushed from the hillside there, where Tab is right now.
Yeah, it can indeed. Unity looking really good with their 2-2 split
ENCE
as well.
sending it. Look at this. They're going straight between D8 and are they going to go for the hay bale spot?
Might go for the Trifoli compound here. They're looking to be scouting it. Yeah, Squeaky is definitely pulling up here.
Yep.
They are taking the Trifoli compound, what they call themselves as the Trifoli compound.
It's where he drops.
It's where he drops. He did drop before, but he also looted and he holds that down in the circle here. And that's a really, really good compound. I'm happy to see them take this by force. This could mean for them that they're going to be having a really good game. Reciprocity, on the other hand, they have the compound slightly east of that spot. Also a good compound in this circle here. So they might set themselves up for a great game. They need to make sure that they have their cars, though, for a bit later. FaZe
taking a big swing. They've gone south of Los Leones. They're going down to Porto Paraíso and are completely in on the western side. So again, a lot of these teams using the information. Okay, it was an eastern circle. Let's try and go from the western approach. Of course, we know that M19 have done similar. G2 are also in and around Impala. So all of these teams may well be clashing on the western side and the eastern side. Winstrike coming in on the west. They're going to be the last team on the western side. FaZe Clan, the only other team outside the circle.
I see Eggery playing for M19. Why is Eggery playing? I have had no info whatsoever why Eggery is playing for M19. We'll find out about that later, and we'll break that down on the desk, figure out what's happening with those guys.
So that may have been what the restart was. Don't know.
It could have been, yeah.
We got Wanderer, Constantine.
D-Mash usually plays for them, obviously.
D-Mash is not there. I'm trying to see who's with Wanderer. Is it D-Mash that's gone? An elite player was in there, was he? Yeah, he was in the last game.
It's so. D-Mash that's currently not playing.
Okay, well, FaZe Clan are coming in as we expected, in behind M19. M19 themselves have moved in to the ditch, sort of the compound area near Digital Athletics. And I was about to say, Reciprocity have an angle on them, but Eggery turns around with an M24 and says, hi. Goodbye, Rafi. Down you go, get revived. All right, we're going to have a bit of a stalemate here because most people are in the circle. TSM and NIP in and around the circle of La Bandita's crater.
Orange has found himself a crate. Sitting with a nice and lovely level 3 helmet. There's an AUG in it.
He's not taking it.
He's dropping, he's dropping his way with the weapon in the back.
Oh,
he's
yeah,
taking instead.
Yeah, switching him over.
Jazz is going to be taken down by Fast Rail. Rafi's going to be picked up by Shiv. And
That's
now here, the next 32 seconds here, this is where you spend time on scouting, making sure if the circle moves away for you, what is your next step? Especially the teams that are kind of slightly on the edges here. So it's G2, it's FaZe Clan, it's M19, Winstrike, Pittsburgh Knights, NIP. The teams that are sitting in the center that can be staying there and just focusing on getting a kills is CrowCrowd, ENCE, Vitality. Vitality has a 2-2 split, so they have to decide when the circle's closest where they want to go.
Look at Brexco. Look how much scouting he's done. He's just drove over there, had a little
exactly
look around, scouting around, and that's going to work out for them because he's just going to floor it now. He's already scouted the position up north, but that's going to cause a lot of problems. Look at these teams around the south circle. We have Winstrike, Navi, CrowCrowd, DA, M19, Reciprocity, FaZe Clan, G2, all outside of it, and everybody's bombing for that central spot. Team Liquid pushing on towards La Bandita, going into the crater, committing to it. It's a risky play. They have multiple teams around the edge of this.
Yeah, and meanwhile, TSM have left their 2-2 split going into the better spot close to La Bandita. This send it here from Liquid into that area is good. Tab is going to take down Arrow, and it's not going to be good for Digital Analytics. They want to try to get into the money and especially try to avoid relegation if they have a bad day.
FaZe are making the push. They're going past M19. They're going to try and blast on through, and then they're going to come in behind ENCE. I don't know where FaZe are going to end up here because if they go for the road, they're going to go straight past Vitality. Instead, they're going to go straight past ENCE. This is going to be a rough run for them. You can see DA pulling up next to Team Liquid as well in La Bandita. We've seen actual circles finishing here, actually in Wingman tournaments. I've never seen it in a squad game. FaZe Clan going for the La Bandita as well. Are they going to come straight over the cliff? No, they're going to go for, looks like, I think they're going to go for the edge line, but they're going to pull up right next to TSM, right next to Unity. Mexi on the roll. Will he survive this? I think he might be able to get away with it. No, his car's on fire. He's got a bail. He's going to get knocked and can't crawl away quick enough. No, he survived. He's okay, so he's just knocked. He might be able to get revived. Reciprocity trying to do the same. They're going to get in towards the crate shack area right next to G2. TSM were in there in phase 1. They've managed to get themselves safe. Winstrike, wise move from them. They went all the way around the west up towards Graveyard.
TSM is trying to push on this FaZe Clan here. They try to get into the house, and now they're aware of this. They need to get out with the nades here. If they don't start getting out now, they'll be taken down. Gustav's going to take down Uber. Finish him off as well. That's one more point for TSM, and they need this to defend their 5th place.
Absolutely. They're getting peppered from every angle. There's the nades coming in, and FaZe just go down. Michael and Rory decimate them in the shack. Mexi had already gone out on the side, of course. Team Liquid, well, just the two brothers surrounding or doing what they can to keep DA at bay.
And this is obviously an opportunity for Na'Vi to get above FaZe and secure themselves the 2 spots guaranteed from the team's performance placement for the Nations Cup. Jazza has spotted Rafi here, and he's most likely just going to go down. Yeah, Jazza's going to get him there with that. That's one more kill for Jazza. Team Vitality, they're currently sitting in a decent 2-2 split here. Grandman Nasus is most likely going to join Jazza and Shadow for that spot. M19 here is on a slow rotation on the southern side. They could run straight into CrowCrowd, and CrowCrowd, we saw them have a banger of a game in the last one. And this could maybe be a start of another one. Set, it's going to take down the Wanderer.
Yeah, they're on it at the moment, and I don't think M19 are going to come out too pretty on this one. The circle kind of goes slightly towards La Bandita again. Unity again. Can't emphasize how valuable that compound is that they have. Kemba, we're talking about how he's chasing down and possibly going to get that spot away from Na'Vi. At the moment, it might be working for them. We'll see. As they keep on pushing through. CrowCrowd, they are on a tear this weekend. Absolutely smashing it.
This is insane. He might stay in the top 5 with this. And considering they have been a mid-pack team throughout the whole tournament, that's a massive thing for him to be able to do. Vitality changing here. They're going to be pulling up onto the Unity compound. This is a perfect, pulling up with a little ditch here like that. That's the perfect push for them.
So this is the compound they tried to get at the start, remember? They pulled up and then they realized, okay, let's back away and go back to the road ditch. But now they've come back in. We've seen teams, they've been safe in that ditch many times. Meanwhile, Reciprocity, they're kind of all caught in the shack here. It's the same shack with all FaZe Clan's loot right there. So they're going to be
Is TSM going to do it again?
I mean, a double nade again. Oh, Razor Edge are coming in behind Unity. They've come around the opposite side of the compound. We could see a three-way clash here with Unity being the meat between the sandwich. We'll see if it works out for them.
Yeah, that's a great push for Razor Edge here. Very map awareness push, in my opinion. Damn, Natus coming out. G2 has made a nice push on the northern side, trying to take over this. This is also great. You can really play around and get into some nice positions here around La Bandita. Breakshot's going to get down Tamam.
TSM are drawn to this one as well. Chris is trying to make the push across. He's got in, but TSM are aware of the danger now that lurks. G2 up on the cliff edge. Udia's just going to keep them at bay, it seems, while they deal with Winstrike. NIP also looking to get involved in this one. They're coming around the other side. Winstrike, they tried to push into La Bandita, but Sixmo will find Jorski, leaves Tixu the last man standing for them, and now NIP and G2 clash. Na'Vi have moved in across the fields. They've got the Knights ahead of them, just inside the barns. They're not inside the circle yet, but NIP and G2 continue to clash.
Na'Vi taking some shots, obviously. Vitality's still here in this little ditch here. I don't think much is going to change from that position until the next circle, but they can definitely push on Unity. But it's an open position. CrowCrowd is taking shots from them, but they're on the southern side.
Michael has pushed right up on that shack of Reciprocity. He's right next to it. Here we go. There's the
nice
nades.
nade.
That looks like Hacksteady's going to try and dodge inside there. Scoom's nade almost hits Michael in the face as he tries to duck on down. Will instead go for the headshot. Another nade rolls past him. Michael lost track of that one. It went behind him. Second nade coming. He's got plenty of them to go. That nade from Hacksteady will catch him, but this shack could pay.
Oh, Michael.
I mean, this could be a 7-kill game just from this shack.
Just for the kills from the shack, yeah, that would be insane. One more nade coming in. Hax is still inside. Hax will get Michael on the other hand with a counter nade. Smokes are coming out here. Hax is trying to smoke off so they can get Scoom up.
Oh, there's a molly coming in. Where's that going to go? It's going out to the wide. Okay, that went wide.
More nades are coming in here. Shiv has kind of jumped out and is on the backside.
Gustav's trying to keep G2 at bay because G2 are starting to push down the hillside, which is what's causing problem for TSM. Now they can't focus on Reciprocity in this shack. Meanwhile, the little compound that's going on here, you can see in the bottom right, Vitality and Razor Edge all surrounding it at the moment. This is actually playing out on the edge of the circle. The Knights, they managed to make a move, and it's paid off so well for them. They've got the central compound. This is such a good little play. I don't know how they got away from it from Na'Vi there, but Na'Vi themselves are going to have to play on the edge of the south side circle, and they're going to be facing CrowCrowd soon, who wiped them out in the last game.
They're going to be trying to get into a new position here, trying to get this little house.
Oh, TSM, you fall into Reciprocity. It's all gone wrong. The shack players backfired, and now it just leaves Rory and Gustav are in that compound. They're out far north, and they've got to push in against them. CrowCrowd, 5 kills again in this game. They are absolutely smashing it. That counts, that's 62 kills so far, and this being game number 10, that is a bonkers scoreline for them.
Zed is going to find Pokemon as well. Meanwhile, Razor Edge is starting to fight with Vitality. It's going to be a big fight here in the eastern side as well for this compound. CrowCrowd has found Na'Vi. One more player might go down. We have a 3-way fight going with Razor Edge, Vitality, and Unity currently as well.
TSM trying to send it. That's Rory trying to get around. Everybody turning their attention towards him as Vitality will fall to Razor Edge. So their push has backfired. They've had to move away. Rory's actually moved into the ditch that Vitality have left open. So Na'Vi, they've lost Pokemon, it seems. I don't think he's going to get revived down there. Shiv will finish off Chris. Gets a little shot down on him. That will be the 3rd kill for Reciprocity as they back away. Nasus will go down to Rory. So that's Vitality eliminated in 14th as Gustav is left to fight Reciprocity in a 3v1.
Yeah, Gustav here in a 3-way fight. This is not going to go good for him, I think. Gustav's going to go down, yeah. Meanwhile, Na'Vi, smokes are coming out. They're trying to go for the Pokemon areas. They really want 4 guys alive. They are inside the next phase. Meanwhile, it's closing. Shots are still coming out here from the tap. He's trying tap, tap, tap. Not connecting any shots onto Na'Vi.
NIP pushing in La Bandita. They're going to jump and roll over Samty and Gemty in a minute.
Rory's been spotted.
Work the way through. Yeah, Rory's moved into the house with Blast on. trying to see what he can do there. ENCE also falling. Winstrike will go down. 13th place for them. Gemty has been found. Miracle will get the nade on him. That leaves Samty alone for Team Liquid. Nobody in the top 4 is performing in this game. No, Navi have managed to get 4 back on their feet, but they're still under pressure from CrowCrowd.
A lot of pressure coming on from them, and they need to kind of stick it out. They are inside the zone, so they can actually play it out, but they need to counter a little bit. Shift's going to find Udyr or finish him off at least. And IP is pushing on to Samty. Liquid facing 1, it's 2. It's going to be taken down. Liquid's going to be going down in 12th place. Meanwhile, NIP is going to be managing to keep all 4 alive.
So, TSM, they did manage to pick up, what, 7 kills in this, which is big. G2 go down in 11th place, not a great deal for them. But I want to draw your attention to the team in the middle of the circle. The team that just picked up 19 points in the last game and now hold the central compound in this circle once again. The Pittsburgh Knights legitimately could win 2 back-to-back and put pressure on TSM.
Absolutely. TSM did get a lot of kills from that, though. The FaZe Clan...
5 kills they've got, TSM, I can see, in the bottom corner here.
Yeah, and Roy is still alive, so they could maybe get into the placement points. But he's on the eastern side, and the circle has shrunk away from him. So he's going to try to get away from this, or at least try to get a kill or 2. Meanwhile, he's going to be dying to it. Digitalytics here, they are inside the zone, but they're going to be having to push south out of La Bandita. And they're going to be fighting NIP to survive that, because there's only going to be 1 team coming out of this alive. Beautiful Death is going to find NBS. Meanwhile, Roy's going to be going down to the zone. That is TSM out in 10th place, so that's 5 points for them. See the live points right now. Knights.
Rory goes down. That's TSM bleeding out. 10th place for them.
Knights are currently 33 points behind TSM. And they're sitting in the central compound. They need to be more proactive now. They need to come out of this compound.
They have. Look, I mean, Drayden's out. He's on the cliff. He's having a little peek into La Bandita to see what's going on.
Absolutely. Well, I'm not sure they are going to go all the way. They're going to be exposing themselves maybe too much. Digitalytics and NIP here. This is a standoff.
CrowCrowd stealing the kills, catching Unity in the back, and CrowCrowd pick up more. Oh my god. They are, I mean, they just leapfrogged into 6th. Yeah, and now they're taking on ENCE. CrowCrowd are absolutely on a tear. They've taken down Squeaky, Senpai already. I think they've got 8 or 9 kills again this match. This is insane. Rustamar trying to make a push. The Phase 1 victors who really performed well.
God.
They've gone down. CrowCrowd, oh my god, they are absolutely stomping it. They're now, what, 28 points behind TSM.
27.
This could legit happen.
It's 26 points now.
Oh
if they win this game
God.
with 5, 6 more kills, they're going to be 10 points behind TSM. That's absolutely insane. Kemba, more
11
shots.
kills. They had 16 kills last game. They got 11 kills this game. That puts them on what? I think they're on, quick math, 68 kills so far.
Absolutely
this
insane.
week. Bonkers.
More shots here. Reels is going to take Menox down, finish him off as well. X-Chris has been spotted. This is rough for Ratio Edge. They're barely inside. Chris is not inside yet. But Fastreal in 6 years. Kempa has spotted Fastreal and Chris taking shots at him right now.
NLP making the move. They're going to push on towards Digital Athletics, trying to get around the side. Mert spotted, hip fire coming out from Miraku. Easy does it. Sixmo spotted in the inside there as he just crawls away. A beautiful death in the blue, dips in, gets Miraku down, tries to spin around. Gaxi goes down, and this is all falling apart for NIP. MBS, the last man standing. Oh, beautiful death almost takes him down, but the blue is on his back. He's going to have to mark moving. Vard is on a flank position, should catch beautiful death in the flank. He will. There gets Vard, comes around the side. Sixmo gets him and finishes off the points. My word, what just happened? That was a horrible push from NIP.
And this is a 1v1 down to Vard here. Sixmo's going to try to get one off. No, he's going to finish one off. 5 kills so far for NIP.
And NIP are charging on towards the Knights. NIP making the move. They've just lost Pokemoldo and a doozy in the push. It's gone wrong for them there as they try and get the kills. That's going to be the one-on-one. Vard finishes that off. Never doubted him in a 1v1 skill. That's for sure. Senya, no helmet for him as he tries to make the move. The rest of his team have just been obliterated by the Pittsburgh Knights. They try and push their compound. Now, CrowCrowd and Raise Your Edge about to engage.
Senya also behind him. CrowCrowd. Tab's going to find Fastreal. Fastreal's going to find Hello Senpai, though. Oh, Reels is going to find Kemba. Now it's all up to the Tab to try to get this done. Fastreal is going to be going down to him, so that's 12 kills so far for CrowCrowd.
Reels trying to confirm it. Tab the pan saving him. You just heard it there. That's going to be Senya down. Knights pick that one up. Knights have got 8 kills and counting. They're on a charge themselves. You can see this is so close. CrowCrowd go down. 4th place for them, but by God, did they pick up a hatful of kills once again. The Knights on 9. I tell you what, I would not want to be TSM going into the final 2 Erangel games right now.
It's going to be so insane here. Knights will take this back-to-back. I don't see this happening. This could not fall apart for them.
We did not even consider this.
No.
There were 30-plus points cleared. It was like, that's done. That is a done deal. They just need to play it safe. Not even play it safe. That's the worst thing to say. Play it safe, because that's when teams start to make mistakes. But 9 kills and counting. Yeah.
Absolutely here. Knights, nice rotations, nice positioning, and being able to take this compound over. And now VOD has secured an IP at top 3 position here with some kills, 7 so far for them. It's going to be a 12 points guaranteed. Ratio edge on the other hand as well. But Knights here are the big story.
I said it. I hate to say it. I said it at the start of this game. Another 20-point game. And my God, they're on 19. If they win this now, I mean, there's 3 alive. So could be a 22-point game here for the Knights if they pick up all the kills. Sigsy and Chris moving in. Don't count these 2 out, though. They've landed the shots before, but this is a team that's dropped out of the top 8, Raise Your Edge, which is unbelievable when you think of how they've been throughout. They were the ones that were challenging TSM week in, week out. That was the border patrol check between the desk. Every time we're keeping our eye on where Raise Your Edge were. And it's amazing just how this final week has rolled out. So many teams performing that just haven't throughout the phase.
Absolutely. Wanted one of the standoff performances. We don't even show his face, unfortunately. He's a beautiful Danish man. Oh, Chris is going to find Reels. And one is going to be found by VOD, and now this is open.
And VOD scores out in the open, so he's trying to make the move. He tried to make the play on them, but Sigsy and Chris see him coming. Yeah, that smoke's going to lay out, so the Raise Your Edge trying to make the move on the compound. They need to get those revives in as quick as possible. You can see they're both going for them. Reels down low, Snark's getting him back on his feet. Wanted's now up, Drayden got him up, but that's allowed VOD to sneak in the back door. He's right on the compound. Sigsy up close and personal. Chris is there as well. This is not good for Knights.
This is going to turn out. If VOD manages to get on a good fight here and take down 1 or 2 of the Knights players, they could have thrown this into the bin. They need to focus now.
Is Reels about to underhand nade that? It looked like he was. He's going to roll into Sigsy.
And
VOD just took a big hit. No, Sigsy's just got to catch down there. So VOD goes down. There was a nade came down, just went over Sigsy's head there. So wasn't quite able to catch him. Reels tried to do a little underhand and roll it over the cliff edge there.
Reels did manage to get VOD off, though. So VOD is dead, and Knight on 10 kills.
Wanted's nade's coming out. That's gone by. You can hear it in the distance. Hasn't landed, hasn't found its target. Now Knight's just play it calm, play it easy. You got 4 alive, a 4-on-2 situation. 1-man flank. We saw Drayden making some great flanks in the previous match.
And Reels found some more nades here. Yeah, he went into the blue to find some more nades on VOD's body.
You know where he went? He went and got VOD's body.
Yep.
Because it's an NIP member. They went, there's got to be at least 8 nades on that body.
Exactly.
Let's go
exactly. No matter where they loot, they always get nades. 60. Oh, he spotted him. He's going to take some fight. No, he's going to go down to VOD Wanted here. And this might be it for Knights. A back-to-back for them, maybe.
Chris, the last man standing, has got to try and move it, trying to find an angle. Gets one, gets the shot down, but now he gives his position away, and the Knights will take back-to-back victories. A 22-point game after a 19-point game. That is incredible. The team that dropped into 9th place just last night are now challenging for the 5th spot.
They were 31 points behind TSM before this game. That is insane. I didn't know Drayden wanted to go home that bad, but he really wants to go to GLL.
The big Swede wants to go to Stockholm.
And Snark as well, obviously, the 2 guys from Sweden. And the man himself in the front, Wanted.
What a performance.
That's insane. They have been able to play so well. They know where they're going. They're going straight down to Dave.
It's an interesting story that obviously, you know, we've kind of shied away from. Obviously, there was a big change, a big shake-up with Raise Your Edge. You know, as Narcon wanted 2 of those players that moved to the Knights, and it looked to be a great move for Raise Your Edge because they've been performing week in, week out above the Knights. But it has all changed in this last week. And suddenly we see Raise Your Edge possibly dropping out of the money with the Knights. Unbelievably challenging. By the way, I think they've been at GLL every single season, so it doesn't surprise me.
The organization...
I think the Knights have, yeah.
Yes, they have.
Yeah, I believe so.
I think you're right, yeah.
Season 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, they have. They have.
Wow.
That was a game. It's opening everything up. FaZe Clan also dying early. It's going to open up the top 4, where it's going to be still
I don't think anyone in the top 4 got much from that game.
They didn't.
Team Liquid obviously lost 2 early on.
Yeah.
G2 maybe got 1 or 2 kills.
They got a few kills there.
FaZe Clan went out obviously early. Navi didn't get a lot from it either. So
our top
nothing
four,
really changing in the top 4.
Our top 4 is going to be decided by 2 out of 96 games. It's much to say,
Yeah, that's
but
what
it's
you
going to
want
be
to see.
extremely exciting.
But it's the team that's just got 41 points in 2 games. Is it possible? They're now within, I believe, 10 points. Maybe even 9
10-15.
points.
It's going to be insane.
It's very close. It's the Pittsburgh Knights with Dave once again.